I know what you're thinking, but have you ever actually tested him though? What's up, guys? MtgJedi here, and we are talking about a previously thought to be trash can champion, Yaga the Insatiable. Yaga. Anyway, Yaga. And this champion is a free champion for everybody. You get him at 60 days, which honestly, I think if you got him at 30 days, it would be much better if you got him earlier, like definitely before 60 days. However, most people just unanimously agree that he's bad. So today, I'm here to prove that or overturn that because I've never actually seen anyone use him. I've never seen a level 60 Yaga. I've never seen him with good gear. I've never seen him in a good team. So we're going to do all of those things today. So what does our friendly, most fed champion from the Skinwalkers faction actually do? He has an A1 that has a 50% chance to place poison. And I think a lot of the reasons why people think that he's bad is because it's a 50% chance, which admittedly is not great. It should be better. Okay, A2 attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing poison, but really it's 75. So you can place 2 poisons on the A2, 75% chance. And then the A3 damage increases by 25% against targets under poison debuffs. And this ability here has really good multipliers. Okay? Let me pull up the exact numbers. So before the buff, the A3 has a 5.9 multiplier. The A2 has a 3 multiplier, and the A1 has a 3.65 multiplier. 3.65 is really good. And then the 3 is really good because it's a double hitter. 5.9 is really good. I'm just saying he has good multipliers. That's all. I'm just saying he has good multipliers. Whether he actually does good damage, I don't know. You're going to get my live reaction today. So he also has an accuracy in all battles aura, which is so underrated in the early game. A lot of times, the hardest thing to do early game is get enough accuracy. I know that on my free-to-play everyday account, I'm struggling to get accuracy on champions like my Riho that I just got, okay? But I don't have a poisoner. So I was really thinking, like, can Yaga do it for me, all right? Now, obviously, on an early game clan boss team, you're not going to build him as, like, a full nuker, and you're not going to have good gear. But what if you did build him as a nuker? What if he did have good gear? Would he actually do good damage? So the first thing we want to test is, like, how much damage does he do in a normal setting? And the regular place we test that is Dragon 20, because that's what Hell Hades started, so that's what we do. All right, we have the Yaga in here. We have Mithrala for increased attack and hex. We have Lydia for decreased defense and weaken, and we have Bad L for the poisons, which is going to be helpful for everything about Yaga's kit, right? He's going to do more damage from the poisons, and also Bad L has that buff whenever they're poisoned, your champions do more damage also. Let's come in here and see what's what. All right, so let's do our abilities. Bad L, Lydia, Mithrala. All right, now, Yaga has only single target abilities, okay? They're only single target, but the main one that we want to check is this one, okay? Now, normally, 208,000 damage. I was going to say, normally this wouldn't kill anybody. And he procced an extra turn because I have him in Relentless. Okay, let's 78 and 93. What about the A1? Now, I'm not saying that you're going to, like, build Yaga to solo Dragon 25. I'm not saying that. And then 60k on the A1. That's really good. Okay, so you can tell that he has good multipliers. Let's look at what the build is that I have for him based on that. So out of curiosity, I just let it play through. Yaga did 1.295 million damage. Mithrala was first because she was more consistently placing the poisons, and I also have her built for damage, so she was doing AoE damage on the waves. But, like, Yaga outdamaged Bad L. I mean, Yaga outdamaged Lydia, but that's not surprising. Yaga outdamaging Bad L is shocking. Alright, onto the gear. Alright, so what I did was I took Draco's gear, and I put it right on him. So, crit damage gloves, attack percent chest, speed boots, and then I just found some decent artifacts, or accessories, I mean. Attack ring, crit damage amulet, attack banner, okay? And then, you know, getting to the right speed, doing the right stuff. Here is the full stats. Actually, the accuracy is a little low. Let me see if I can get it a little bit higher. Okay, we were missing a glyph on the amulet. So we did get to 221. I prefer like 230, but 221 is fine, and that's kind of neat because that's what his speed is. 5.4k attack, basically. Almost 100% crit rate, which, I mean, if we're using him in other areas that's not clan boss, that's a problem. But if it's just in your clan boss team, getting 1,000 more attack for less crit rate is totally fine. And I don't have 100% crit rate on my Draco, and we won Key Ultra Nightmare with that team. Now, obviously, well, okay, let me switch screens. So most of you know my clan boss team, if you've been around for a while, is Bat Eater, okay? Which is the double man eater, seeker, painkeeper. And normally in this spot is Draco. And this is an easy one key, like 90 million damage most days, okay? But Yaga does not have decreased defense and weaken in his kit. So if this is a good damage dealer for clan boss, he should do about half of that. About 50 million. If he's not bringing decreased defense and weaken from the other champions I've tested, he will do about 50 million. And is this the best team to have him in? Probably not. I think that it's worth somebody testing him in like a myth food team where you're going to have decreased defense. Okay. I don't know 100% for sure because nobody ever uses him. But let's hop in here and see what he can do in this team. And keep in mind also, his accuracy aura is going to help us here too. So we're unkillable right from the start. This is one of the best clan boss teams, maybe the best clan boss team. But like my man eaters, all of my champions, they're going to do good damage, okay? They're going to do good damage. And so it's up to Yaga to hold up his end and also do good damage. A good amount here per turn is going to be at least 1 million damage, okay? And there we're at 1.1 on the first turn, so that typically means that we're going to be over 50 million because we're going to get all the way to 50 turns. But usually the damage ramps up as we go through the fight thanks to some masteries. And so we end up with more damage than the amount of turns. But as you can see here, we're not at 3 million damage for turn 3. So it's not quite at the level where we'd want it to be. But I'm just saying, we do have poisons on the boss, and Yaga's the only one that can place them. Okay? If I was going to run Yaga in this team, like, seriously, then I would put somebody else in a toxic set, maybe even 2 people in a toxic set. But this is the team that I have available to test him in, so this is where we're going to test him. And you can see here, we're falling short of the target goal, which is 1 million damage per turn. However, all that will mean is that he's not a top tier damage dealer for Clan Boss, but I think that he's a valuable and viable option just based on these numbers alone. Now, I don't know for sure because it's going to be really hard to know, like, how would he do in that Myth Fu team? How would he do in an early game team? But I think that I'm going to test him in my Clan Boss team when I get him, unless I get a better poisoner. Okay, I'm not trying to say he's the best poisoner because that's not true. What I'm trying to say is, should we consider him as an option? Should we consider him as an option? For example, Frozen Banshee is a common alternative for people who don't have any other poisoners. She's a rare, pretty easy to get, but I don't have her on my free-to-play account. I don't have her. Will I have her in another 28 days? I don't know. I don't think so, but it's hard to say. And what I would really love to do is do a comparison between Frozen Banshee and Yaga. Because I think if you put Frozen Banshee in this team, she's going to do about the same amount of damage because Yaga has actual multipliers, whereas Frozen Banshee does not. So if you can build him for damage, you're getting actual damage out of him and not just the poison damage like you would be with Frozen Banshee. Now, you can see here we're not keeping poisons up for the whole time, and that is kind of a problem. We have counterattack masteries, we have books in him, we have relentless gear, we have all the things that we could possibly have to make him a good champion in this team. And I think that it's looking like we're going to hit that 50 million mark, which to me means that he's a viable option for an unkillable team. I understand he would be hard to build in an early game team because, well, he's hard to keep alive, but his base stats are not that bad. So anyway, for the sake of keeping the video shorter, let's go ahead and fast forward to the damage screen or the last minute or so of the fight. If something interesting comes up, I'll pop back in. Otherwise, I'll see you for the damage. So as you can see, it's turn 45 and we passed the million damage per turn mark, which means this is going to be over 50 million damage, in my mind, making Yaga a viable clan boss option. Mind blown. Now, what I should have done at the beginning of the video was told you to put in the comments how much damage you thought this team was going to do. It's not too late. You can go back and say, were you expecting this team to do this amount of damage? I would love to hear from you. And do you think this validates Yaga as a viable clan boss champion? Because I think it does. We're on turn 46 here. We got 48.8 million. So that means we're going to end at like 52, 53, 54 million, something like that. Which is an easy 2-key, all we really need is 36 million to 2-key, and I'm astounded by the damage here. But what do you think? Because sometimes I feel like I can overhype a situation. I get really, really into it, but I need to know your thoughts. Like, were you expecting Yaga to do this much damage? I know for sure I was not. For sure I was not. And I think if we put him in Myth Fu, like, I'm tempted to go build Myth Fu and, put him in there and see how much damage we can do with him. Like, is that something you guys would be interested in seeing? I would love to know what you guys think. And are you interested in seeing more Yaga content? Because I don't think anybody's ever tried to use him. So I think he's the #1 sleeper of all time. Number one. He did 23 million damage. 23 million. The Maneaters did 8 and 9. Seeker did 6. Painkeeper did 4. Who would have thought Yaga was going to do 23 million damage? Literally none of you. None of you would have thought that, okay? You would not have thought that. You can't tell me you would have. So anyway, what do you think about Yaga? Let me show you his masteries real quick, but it's nothing special. It's just pretty normal. Anyway, here's the masteries. Here's me not there. And that's just like pretty normal masteries for clan boss, you know? And I'm wondering if we should have taken Sniper and then also Master Hexer. Would we have gotten more damage instead of the counterattacks? I am not sure. I'm not sure. Sniper and Master Hexer there could be great, and then we would also obviously get accuracy. So let me know what you think about Yaga. And I just need to hear from you so that I get confirmation that I'm not crazy. He's actually good. Let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel because we do cool stuff like this all the time. And if you have not seen the collab with YST earlier today, make sure you go back and watch that. That is an awesome conversation about Shadowkin. And I will see you guys in the next video.